Let's start with our lead story. The ongoing Manipur violence has resulted in a no-confidence motion for the Modi government. The government will face a trust vote soon. Congress MP Gaurav Gogoi, backed by the India coalition parties, moved a no-confidence motion which was accepted by the Lok Sabha Speaker today. Though the Speaker hasn't yet announced the date for the debate on the motion and also the trust vote, it's clear that the BJP government is safe, holding a majority in the Lok Sabha. But the opposition's aim is not to challenge the majority, but it's to get the Prime Minister to make a statement on the Manipur violence. Here's our report.
ये सभा मंत्री परिषद में विश्वास का अभाव प्रकट करती है।
इस प्रस्ताव की अनुमति दी जाती है।
विश्वास प्रस्ताव के द्वारा हम ये प्रकाशित करना चाहते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी शायद मणिपुर को भूल चुके हैं, लेकिन इंडिया अलायंस ये देश मणिपुर को नहीं भूला है।
जो इस प्रस्ताव की अनुमति दिए जाने के पक्ष में
Government versus opposition battle lines intensify. After a showdown in parliament over the Manipur situation, the opposition has fired its strategic weapon, the no confidence motion. Knowing fully well that the government has a huge majority, it's the opposition's move to force the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to speak on the Manipur issue inside Parliament that they've been demanding through this session.
अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाने के मतलब ये नहीं कि किसी को हराना या जिताना, ये सरकार पे क्यों हमारा अविश्वास है ये आम लोगों को बताना जरूरी है, क्योंकि शुरू के दिन से हम एक ही छोटी सी मांग किए हैं और वो भी हमारे सदन की नेता, खासकर हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री से, कि आप सदन पे आए, बाहर जो बात रखते हैं आप मणिपुर के मुद्दे पे, सदन की बाहर क्यों रखने की जरूरत है, सदन के अंदर आके वही बात रखे, उसके बाद हम चर्चा शुरू करें।
इंडिया अलायंस आज मणिपुर के साथ खड़ा है। उनके दर्द के समय इंडिया अलायंस आज मणिपुर की हक की बात कर रहा है और आने वाले समय में इंडिया अलायंस मणिपुर पर लगे हुए घाव पर मरहम लगाने का काम करेगी।
The government is confident of not only defeating the motion but also getting more support.
तो नो कॉन्फिडेंस दिया है, तो अब लोगों के कॉन्फिडेंस माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के ऊपर, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ऊपर ही है और जो होगा हम अभी चर्चा करके हम डिसाइड करेंगे। लास्ट टर्म में भी किया था और लोग उनको जो कुछ भी सबक सिखाने था वो सिखा दिया है और आगे भी सिखा देंगे।
The no confidence motion is expected to be taken up early next week, but nevertheless it's going to be an opportunity for debate and discussion both for the opposition as well as the treasury branches ahead of the state and general elections. The government is comfortably placed in the House of 538 members. Currently, it has 332, while the India Alliance parties collectively have just 142. The rest 64 constitute non-aligned parties such as the BRS, BJD, YSRCP and the TDP. In election year, amid political posturing in the battle of perception, the BRS moved a separate NoTrust motion, despite lacking the numbers, to show that it was against the BJP, but not with the Congress, which is its rival in Telangana, that goes to the polls in a few months.
मेरी आवाज, मेरा गला घोंटने का भरपूर प्रयास किया गया।
As the no confidence motion was filed in the Lok Sabha, this video of the Prime Minister from 4 years ago predicting one in 2023 went viral.
इतनी तैयारी करो कि 2023 में फिर से आपको अविश्वास प्रस्ताव लाने का मौका मिले। अहंकार का परिणाम है 400 से 40 हो गए और सेवा भाव का परिणाम है कि 2 से यहां आकर के बैठ गए।
While the no confidence motion is more about perception as it doesn't pose any real threat to the government, but the acrimony in the House is not going to get over anytime soon, as the Delhi Ordinance Bill is expected to be introduced in the Rajya Sabha coming Monday. And hence, the scenes that we have been seeing repeat itself over and over again for the last 1 week is just expected to go on with no end in sight. In New Delhi, Megha Prasad for NDTV. And while the violence in Manipur has led to a showdown in the parliament and a no-confidence motion against the government, let's show you what's actually happening in the state. Here's an NDTV ground report that gets you a real experience of how scary life has been for the people of Manipur for the last close to 3 months. NDTV's Saurabh Gupta spent a night in the Turbong village and witnessed gunfire, bombing and battles that the area has been witnessing every night, even now, despite the government's assurances. While the days are full of struggle for the villagers, scrambling for a roof and some food, they spend the night in the fear of whether they'll make it alive the next morning.
Dusk in these parts of Manipur means gearing up for the night ahead. This calm will soon be disrupted. As the first gunshots are fired this evening, lights go off here. You heard those gunshots go off? They're still going off. And people living in these villages, in the border areas of the Imphal Valley and the hills in Manipur, have been leading very difficult lives in the past few months. Every night, they have to stay awake and defend their villages. You heard gunshots go off even now, and that has been the routine for villagers here in the last 2 months or so. As these gunshots go off, villagers are on alert. Every night is a night of alert because gunshots go off every night. There's no respite from the firing in these areas. Ladies taking shelter outside their homes, prepared.
ये जो गोली चल रहा है, ये हर रात ऐसे ही चलते हैं?
हर रात बस 3 तारीख से अभी तक यही सिचुएशन है अभी तक। अभी कोई कभी ज़्यादा भी आ जाता है। 2 दिन से पहले तो सारे बम गांव में कम से कम 50 बम तक गिरा था। 50 गम में हाँ 50 लगभग 50 है। इतना काउंट में गिनती तो किया ही नहीं है। बम का आवाज़ हमको पता ही नहीं चल रहा। सारे गांव इसी तरह हम लोग गुजरना पड़ता है।
हम भी डरते हैं तो क्या करें?
तो डरते हैं इसलिए ऐसे
बहुत डरते हैं। खत्म करने के लिए सरकार को कुछ तो करना चाहिए ना, तो जल्दी कीजिए। हम लोग बहुत डरते हैं ऐसे। देखिए ना आप लोगों को भी, हम लोग क्या करें? छोटा छोटा बच्चा भी है तो क्या करें? हम ऐसे रहते हैं रात को। दिन में तो थोड़ा, तो रात को तो देखिए ना आप लोगों भी ऐसे रहते हैं। तो बुरे भी है तो हम लोगों भी है, तो ऐसे 2 गोली की आवाज़ है तो बम भी है, तो हम लोग क्या करें? जाए तो कहाँ जाए?
All through the night as we move around, as gunshots continue, people we see are outside their homes, not in the safety of their homes, as they are afraid that gunshots could come this side anytime. It's midnight, gunfire is still on. From the sounds we've heard, it seems 51mm mortars, 7.62 LMG and assault rifles are being used. You can hear the gunshots still going off, which is why people are no longer staying in their homes. They are living elsewhere. These are of course what we presume to be LMG fire. आप ये बताइए हमको, थोड़ा नजदीक आइए। आप ये बताइए कि आप घर पे क्यों नहीं रह रहे हैं?
पहले शुरू का मतलब ये घटना जो है 3 तारीख को हुआ था। उस टाइम में तो फायरिंग चलते रहता है। उस टाइम बम नहीं आ रहा था।
अभी बम आ रहा है?
अभी बम आ रहा है। इनका बनाया हुआ बम।
तो आपका फैमिली कहाँ रह रहा है?
मेरा फैमिली जो है घर पे रह नहीं पा रहा है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे इतना सेफ नहीं है। क्योंकि इनका बम से बहुत 1 किलोमीटर तक दूर आता है।
तो आप कहाँ रह रहे हैं अभी?
यहाँ पे मैंने ऐसे बंकर बनाया है सड़क के नीचे, तो इसमें रहने से थोड़ा मतलब सेफ होने के लिए मैं ऐसे छुपा के रखा है फैमिली को। छोटा बच्चा भी है, 2 महीने का बच्चा भी है, तो इसमें मैंने रखा है।
Well, we've just gotten news that there have been some people who've been injured, or perhaps there are casualties also in the firing and the the heavy sort of firing that went on just a short while ago. We'll now be heading there. But the police say we should not go there as bombs are being dropped and people have been injured. We obey. This is the life of villages on the fringes of the Imphal Valley bordering the Manipur hills. How long will this situation last is the question. It's 4:30 in the morning and we've spent the entire night in this village. All through the night, it was all about guns, bombs, gunfire, and villagers protecting themselves. That's how life has been for them in the last 3 months or a little less than 3 months. Every night they've been staying up to protect themselves from what's been going on all night. And this is the story across villages on the periphery of the Imphal Valley. The evidence of the gunshots, the bombs we heard last night. Here is where one of the bombs landed. It came in through the roof, and then of course you can see this hole in the ground. That hole, that crater, is of course created by the bomb. And all these holes that you see in this wall is what has been created again by the explosion. And someone who was in that room there was injured by the shrapnel after the explosion. This is the impact of the gunfire, the bombs that Manipur is seeing every day. There is a cost to this. Human lives and just livelihoods and normal, peaceful living. That is what is perhaps missing in Manipur because of the gun battles, the bombs, and other weapons being used in this conflict. With camera person G.D. Shankar in Manipur, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Saurabh and his camera person G.D. Shankar spent one night there, but this is not the story of one night. This has been the villagers' life since May. While the nights haunt villagers, days aren't any better. Today, there was a major round of firing seen in the border town of Moray. There was an exchange of fire between suspected militants and security forces, according to the police sources. A camp of the security forces was targeted, while a forest department building was torched, as you can see in those visuals. In such a state, close to 50,000 people have been forced to leave the places they once called home. To give them a temporary accommodation, around 4,000 prefabricated houses are being constructed by workers under security cover. These prefabricated houses that you're seeing on your screens have been built in the Taubal, Imphal East and Bishnupur districts of Manipur, which have been few of the worst hit areas. These will be given to families whose houses have been totally damaged during the violence over the past 2 months. Estimates show that about 5,000 houses in the state have been fully or partially damaged as per government sources. The target is to complete these houses before Independence Day. And while the Manipur violence has led to a no-confidence motion in the parliament against the Prime Minister Narendra Modi-led government, he inaugurated Delhi's new international exhibition-cum-convention centre called Bharat Mandapam. This India Trade Promotion Organisation or ITPO complex, which will be a venue for the G20 meet to be hosted by India in September, has been revamped at a cost of 2,700 crore rupees. And during the inauguration, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also inaugurated the G20 stamps. But ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, every stage is used as a political stage by our leaders from what we are seeing. And the Prime Minister also used the inauguration to hit out at the opposition and predict a third term for himself in 2024. Listen in.
भारत मंडपम दर्शन है और भारत की भव्यता का और भारत की इच्छा शक्ति का, भारत की वाइब्रेंट डेमोक्रेसी सदियों से हमारा गौरव रही है। आज जब हम आजादी के 75 वर्ष होने पर अमृत महोत्सव मना रहे हैं, तो ये भारत मंडपम हम भारतीयों द्वारा अपने लोकतंत्र को दिया एक खूबसूरत उपहार है। दूसरे टर्म में आज भारत दुनिया की 5वीं सबसे बड़ी इकोनॉमी है। और ये ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड के आधार पर, बातों बातों में नहीं, ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड के आधार पर मैं कह रहा हूं, मैं देश को ये भी विश्वास दिलाऊंगा, तीसरे टर्म में दुनिया की पहली 3 इकोनॉमीज में एक नाम भारत का होगा। यानी तीसरे टर्म में पहली 3 इकोनॉमी में गर्व के साथ हिंदुस्तान खड़ा होगा दोस्तों।
Moving on, there was a flood-like situation in parts of Ghaziabad and Noida in Uttar Pradesh. Several houses have been washed away in Greater Noida, while many cars submerged as the Hindon River has been overflowing. Thousands of people have been displaced as over 300 villages in Uttar Pradesh are affected. In Delhi, there's a renewed concern as the river Yamuna has crossed the danger mark of 205.33 meters yet again after a break of 3 days. Here's our report.
A second day of intense waterlogging at Greater Noida near Delhi, and rain and inundation in many parts of the capital too, after heavy rain during the early hours of Wednesday. Incessant rains in Uttarakhand and western districts of UP also led to rise in the water level of Hindon River in Ghaziabad, leading to a challenging situation in the affected areas of the NCR. The Kulesara village in Greater Noida got completely inundated, with some homes being washed away too.
Due to the intense rainfall, there was a rise in the level, water level of the Hindon River, and many parts of Noida, Greater Noida as well as Ghaziabad are completely inundated in water. This is one such village, Kuleshra, where many people living alongside the floodplains have been rescued, evacuated this morning by the NDRF teams, by the SDRF teams.
Hundreds of cars continue to remain submerged in Greater Noida's Ecotech commercial area, while more than 300 villages across multiple western UP districts have also been affected. All schools up to class 12 in Noida and Greater Noida also remain closed on Wednesday due to rain and severe waterlogging.
ये पूरा डूब क्षेत्र के अंतर्गत आता है। यहाँ पे जितने भी ऐसे परिवार जो प्रभावित थे, सभी मैक्सिमम लोगों को शिफ्ट करा लिया गया है। हालांकि कुछ परिवार अभी भी वहाँ जैसे सामने वाले बिल्डिंग में बैठे हुए हैं, उनसे रिक्वेस्ट किया गया है कि वो हमारा जो बारात घर है वहाँ चले, वहाँ सुरक्षित रहेंगे। बाकी जो अब और अंदर की तरफ है वो पूरा एरिया डूबा हुआ, जैसा आप पीछे देख रहे हैं, पूरा पानी भरा हुआ है और वहाँ पे कोई भी व्यक्ति नहीं फंसा है, कोई भी निराश्रित गोवंश नहीं फंसा है, कोई जानवर नहीं फंसा है।
The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a yellow alert for most of Delhi NCR, indicating heavy to very heavy rainfall and heavy thunderstorms at least till July 29. With Tanushree Pandey, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And with monsoon, dengue cases are rising across several states. Over 22,000 dengue cases have been reported across the country till July this year, while 25 dengue-related deaths have also been reported. Kerala has been the worst hit, while experts stress on the need for precautions across states. Dengue cases on the rise, being reported from across the country. Around 4,300 cases reported from Kerala. More than 3,100 cases in Tamil Nadu, more than 2,700 cases in Karnataka, around 2,500 in Andhra Pradesh, over 2,400 cases in Maharashtra, around 800 cases in Puducherry and Assam, more than 600 cases in Gujarat and Telangana, while there have been reports of 200 dengue cases in the national capital.
जो मुख्य हैं स्ट्रेन वो डेंगी 1 और डेंगी 2 है। डेंगी 3 और डेंगी 4 भी जो है वो है, और डेंगी 5 भी है जो रिसेंटली रिपोर्ट हुआ है। बाकी डेंगी 1 के लिए ये कहा जाता है कि डेंगी 1 माइल्ड होता है, डेंगी 1 में सीवियर मैनिफेस्टेशन नहीं होते हैं जी। डेंगी 2 जो होता है वो सीवियर मैनिफेस्टेशन करता है। सीवियर का मतलब ये होता है कि पेशेंट को ब्लीडिंग टेंडेंसी हो सकती है, पेशेंट का ब्लड प्रेशर एकदम से फॉल हो सकता है।
So far, 25 dengue deaths have been reported, of which 23 have been reported from Kerala. Experts say that it takes a week for the Aedes mosquito to breed in clean water. Prevention is possible if precautionary measures are taken.
पूरा जो वेक्टर कंट्रोल है या वेक्टर मैनेजमेंट है वो हमारा इंटीग्रेटेड फॉर्म में होना चाहिए, और दूसरा केस मैनेजमेंट भी इंटीग्रेटेड फॉर्म में होना चाहिए। जो इंटीग्रेटेड वेक्टर कंट्रोल है वो इस तरह से हम देख सकते हैं कि न केवल सिर्फ हम ब्रीडिंग साइट्स को कम करें, बल्कि अगर किसी एरिया में हमारे को मॉस्किटो बहुत ज़्यादा मिलते हैं तो फॉगिंग की जरूरत पड़े तो फॉगिंग करें।
While the government and agencies are working to tackle the rise in cases, people need to be aware of steps they can take to prevent dengue. In New Delhi, with Parimal Kumar, Bureau Report, NDTV. And now to a rather atypical political banter. A crow pegged AAP MP Raghav Chadha in the parliament premises today, and the BJP was quick to follow the crow in attacking Raghav Chadha. The BJP joked with a popular Hindi saying, "Jhoot bole, kaua kaate," which translates to, "If you lie, then a crow will peck you." Raghav Chadha responded with another epic couplet, saying, "Ramchandra keh gaye siya se aisa kalyug aayega, hans chugega dana tinka, kaua moti khayega," which means Lord Ram told Sita that in the age of Kalyug, a swan will eat grains and a crow will feast on pearls. Raghav Chadha referring to him as the pearl in this case in this war of birds. And it's a day to remember and pay a tribute to the Kargil bravehearts on the 24th Kargil Vijay Divas. 24 years ago in 1999, 527 brave soldiers gave their lives for the country in the Kargil war against Pakistan. The country today honors the bravery and sacrifice made by Indian soldiers during the war. Honoring the soldiers on the Kargil Divas, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that they will always remain an inspiration for the countrymen, and I bow down and salute the brave hearts from the bottom of my heart. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh paid a tribute to the bravery of the Kargil war heroes at the War Memorial in Ladakh.